It's R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Right now, without further ado, we're going to be joined by your head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Coach Mike McCarthy, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Check it out at mybestbailbonds.com. First off, Coach, how are you feeling? How are you doing today?
Feeling good, Rudy. It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
Back to normal. How's everything there?
Man, everything's good, Coach. You know, again, this is Cowboy country, and everybody's really excited about where the team is headed. You know, speaking of you, Coach, first of all, I'm glad to see you healthy, glad to see that you were able to get out there for that game. But this is your third season in a row now with double-digit wins. I think that's a pretty good accomplishment.
Well, yeah, I just think it's speaks to the consistency of our program and all the things we have going here, and all the hard work from the players and everybody involved. But yes, this is it's by nine. I mean, that's where you want to be knocking on the door every single year. That's always been my outlook on how you want to build the team and design the training and go about it through the off season, training camp, all those things. So but yeah, we're in a good position, and you always got to play your best ball here in December, and we got a great opportunity going up to Buffalo.
You know, when the schedule came out, Coach, and I see Buffalo December, I'm like, oh damn, we're gonna have us a snow game. But looks like mid-40s rain, and if that's the case, was it a wet ball practice week for you guys?
Oh, absolutely, yes. We did the wet ball yesterday, and we'll hit it again Saturday before we get on the flight up there. But yeah, so we're watching the forecast just like everybody else, and we just got to make sure we're hitting our guys with the reminders and the things that feel important. As you know, is it's
Right.
about the football. You got to take the football away, and you got to take care of it.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy joining us here on R&R in the morning, brought to you in part by AA Best Bail Bonds. And Coach, speaking of the weather and the possible elements that y'all will be dealing with, what is it like playing in the elements as a play caller? Is there any difference for you as to how you call a game when the weather gets a little bit inclement?
Yeah, definitely. You can't keep your call sheet clean, and you won't be right on it as much. So you have to have a plan for that. But yeah, there's concepts that you may get in and out of more versus some you may have to stay away from. And the thing about these too is especially when you look at where Buffalo's located, and similar to Green Bay, you're up on the water there, and you get different weather patterns that may affect it, all the way up to the game. So my point is that you can't just go in there thinking you're going to play one way. You still have to carry a full volume, call sheet to be ready to go. Because if the weather does clear, or if it comes in late, all those things too. So I mean, as we all know, it's not exact science on when it's going to start raining or when it's going to stop.
True. That's head coach Mike McCarthy. Coach, would you say the organic integration of Cooks and Ferg has made you guys just that much more tougher to defend?
Organic integration. I gotta write that one down, Rudy.
Yeah.
I might use that in a team meeting today.
Hey, go ahead, Coach. It's all you. That's all you.
Hey, that's nice. That's really nice. But yeah, it's definitely. I think Brandin has been an excellent addition, and it's been great to watch Jake emerge with more opportunity. But yeah, I mean this is just a good example of why the ball distribution pattern is so important. I think it's important for us to be spreading the ball around weekly, and I think it best prepares you for the long haul, because everybody has to contribute, and then there's certain games that someone steps to the forefront. So yeah, but I think the organic process is usually always the most healthiest. So yeah, it's been excellent.
Coach, another thing that I liked earlier this season, when CD was going for the consecutive games of 100, I like the fact that you're mindful of the individual accolades, but keeping the end goal the end goal. With that being said, and Dax being in the MVP race, how do you balance keeping the end goal, but also being mindful of, hey, I got this guy going for this, I got that guy going for, different individual accolades? How do you balance that?
Well, I mean, with quarterback performance, it really works hand in hand with winning. I mean,
Right.
you just look at our schedule here. So we got tough games that we're going to be playing in, starting with this one here, Buffalo. So I mean, his performance is going to be a big part of having success. So yeah, so that kind of works hand in hand. I don't think I have to go a certain way, for him to reach that goal. I think if we reach our team goal, that will take care of itself.
Earlier in the week, you talked about playoff football without playoff consequences and the stretch of games that y'all kind of have coming up. I kind of wanted you to talk about that and how important it is for your team to be able to go through this stretch that you're going through with Seattle fighting for their playoff lives, Philly fighting for the number 1 seed, the division title, same as y'all, Buffalo fighting for their playoff lives, Miami fighting for playoff positioning, Detroit. Like, you've got all these games with all these people in very desperate situations in terms of things that they need for their end goals, and y'all are kind of in the target site, and y'all are because you're America's team anyway, but they have that on top of everything else, and how that helps to get you ready for, I know you talk about December football, but January and February football.
Well, first off, we're the ones setting the sights in these
Mm.
teams. I look at there are targets. So, but it's the type of football that December always brings. So September, obviously, you're just coming out of training camp, and and I mean, you line up to win each and every week. Don't get me wrong, but when you get to December, there's a better understanding of how you're going to play and how you want to play. The concepts you have to protect, but there's an incredible urgency in the emotional realm each and every week, because we all understand there's only 4 games left. So so that the energy and the urgency the tenacity of these games are always a bit higher, and that's what playoff football represents. I mean, there's nothing like playoff football. It's the best football of the year, and that's really what we all look for. And so I think the fact that everything you just stated, as far as each team, and the importance of these games, I mean, this is really a great setup for us to go into the playoffs. So I wish they weren't all on the road before.
No kidding. No
but
kidding.
but this is good for us.
Coach, we got to talk about the big fella, Tyron Smith. This is going to be his 11th game this season, the most since 2020, 7th consecutive game, with the most since 2019, where he played 9 in a row. This schedule that you have him on, how much has it helped him? Because he looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's the feedback from both Tyron and Zach has been excellent, and they're definitely at that point in their career, and the plan really each and every week is, let's make sure you get what you need. So and there's a prehab physical component of it, and these guys have done all their training here. So Brett Brown and the guys down on the first floor, there's a very strong relationship there and understanding of what both guys need. So I think it's a really good, healthy, common sense approach.
I'm glad you brought up Britt Brown and the director of rehab and Harold Nash, your strength and conditioning. What you call him, the
Yep,
bartender's coach?
absolutely. That's with great respect.
Right.
Um, it's just I think just from my background that you know one thing I learned working at my father's bar and grill back here in Pittsburgh was it's the importance of the bartender, and just you have an understanding of everything that's going on. It's because if you didn't know what was going on, then that you weren't doing your job. So you could the proactive approach and the relationships and the ability to talk to everybody, and all those things too. So we have a great first floor, with Britt and Jim, and then Harold and Cedric and Kendall, and
Right.
then even our equipment guys. Our equipment guys have been here 100 years. I mean, so it's Bucky and Mike and that whole crew. So we're very, very fortunate that we have high quality people in those positions, and I think our players would echo to the 100th power too. So it's a great culture.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. And Coach, what is the difficulty when you have a quarterback like a Josh Allen that you have to prepare for, with the almost uniqueness of his abilities and what he's able to do, and then on the other side of that, knowing there's a propensity for him to turn the ball over at times? Is there a way that you looking at trying to continue that trend to disrupt, to get more turnovers from him? And just how difficult is it to stop a quarterback that has a rocket arm, that is 6'5" and can run like a gazelle?
Yeah, I mean, he does a great job of maximizing every play, and and they play him that way too, with quarterback runs and his ability to extend, and his ability to throw the ball anywhere on the field. So he's definitely a guy you have to play all the way through the whistle on, because he's going to try to maximize every play opportunity, and we need to do the same on defense.
And before we get you out of here, Coach, I know how it goes. Saturdays the walkthrough, but Hankins, Hooker, any updates on your injury report?
Yeah, I don't think Hank's going to. I don't see him doing a whole lot today. So I mean, he'll be hard pressed to practice tomorrow. So obviously, if he doesn't practice, then he won't make it. But Malik is getting better each day. So hopefully, we get some good news when he comes in today.
You feeling better? The last time we talked to you, man, you had a different body part that was on you. Now it's gone. Are you okay? You fully recovered?
I'm good. I'm sitting here drinking my coffee and getting ready for my 7 o'clock meeting. Having a great 15 minutes with you. So life's back to normal. I'm feeling good. Thank you,
man. Good, Coach. Well, we wish you good luck and good health, and good luck against Buffalo Sunday.
All right. Thank you. Take
Appreciate
care, guys.